Hello and welcome back to another episode of Kerbal Space Program. Today we are continuing where we left off in the last one. Our intrepid crew, Jebediah and his two new recruits, successfully landed themselves on the Mun. They did a quick touchdown in that canyon over there and then did a bunch of science and then came back. But they ran out of fuel. So what you're seeing is actually the tail end of about 4.5 hours of me designing several different types of fuel canisters and hurling them at the moon, all to the failures. This is the successful one. I had planned on having that be its own episode, but somewhere along the way the footage got corrupted and I was only able to start the footage from that shot that you just saw there coming in for landing. I do have one shot a little bit later in the video. I end up switching to one of the other attempts that I had landed on the complete opposite side of the moon from where I was supposed to go because I have another abandoned craft over there and I targeted that one instead of this one. But of course, I wasn't going to revert or anything. I was just going to have to accept my losses and keep going. I had enough life support to handle it. So I sent a real wacky looking rover that did not fly very well. I over-engineered, of course, and then I sent basically what you see here, but it didn't have any reaction wheels. So once I got time to get close enough to the vessel, I wasn't able to control it, and it ended up getting destroyed. So this is the final version. It's got the two big reaction wheels on there, so I can easily control it. And here I'm trying to approach my target, and I'm just coming up short. I was real hesitant about all my maneuvers here because if you didn't notice, the surface of the moon is a lot more populated. That's because I installed Parallax 2.0. All the rocks have collision, which I absolutely love. But I was very cautious about it because I was going very slowly, only a few frames per second. So I didn't want to overshoot. I had to really compensate a lot. And then here I'm trying to take some pictures and I end up touching down a little less than gracefully and definitely a lot farther away than I would have liked. I had more fuel. I just ended up getting caught in the posterity of taking screenshots, and it's a terrible thing to do. But here you'll see the first of very many times that I end up killing my forward velocity way too soon. I didn't need to do it that soon. What was going on? Like right there, and then I end up hitting it for too long, and then I switch around. So there's going to be a whole bunch of squirreling around as I try to manipulate this craft closer to my craft. And this craft is robotic. Oh, there's the collision going in. My landing leg hit that rock and it sent me flying. And because of the reaction wheels, I'm just flipping every which way. And so I ended up busting up my solar panels, one of my solar panels. And so I'm like, now would be a good time to drop a quick save. I'm close enough that I can just kind of work my way over there. So using a combination of the WASD and the popping the landing gears out. Get my positions right. And it's surprising how the gravity wasn't actually affecting. I would think that I was on minimus right now with how easily it was to kind of throw myself around, but the two reaction wheels really did the trick. Yeah. My computer can't really handle parallax, so it's only on during this portion of the mission, which is kind of funny because I have collisions turned on, as you can tell. So I'm struggling against every single rock. So it's funny that the only time that I end up having it on is the time where it hinders me the most. So, as beautiful as it is, as much as I like it, I couldn't deal with only about 3 frames per second. So, but you see here, it's sped up to be a little bit easier to watch. And here is the first failure. I'm not ashamed to say that I quick saved and reloaded. That's, I think, the point of this is a little bit of trial and error. I'm also having to, my reaction times to this, like you see how quickly I killed off my speed. I'm not nearly close enough. Why did I turn around so quickly? I didn't need to do that. Yeah, so that's attempt 2. Get a little bit more height. And then, come on, who are you? What are you doing? Where do you even think you're going? You're not going anywhere. Yeah, restart that. There you go. One more time. You got this. Decided to take a little bit of a different approach, a little head over heels. It's fun. I like being able to do stuff like this in low gravity. So I get myself situated and landed for a second. And so I do extend out my arms to try to be little balancers, and I think to myself, I'm like, okay, I'm close enough, I can kind of just ease my way up, and then, nope, of course, I'll point myself directly at the ground, and then fire, and then press the wrong key, and get myself, I was looking good. I was pointed straight up. I was coming towards the craft. Somewhere along the way I made a mistake. And so now I am dancing my way over again. So I go ahead and arm that arm as I kind of wiggle my way forward. And then I trip. And through some miracle, I end up falling close enough that I can touch. So I go ahead and pop my engineer out because they have this refueler canister has 2 options of fueling. Option A, I want to grab an external fuel duct and or a socket joint, I should say, and basically make a fuel duct between the 2 of them. I want to do this to give my engineer something to do out there on the run, give him a reason for coming. So yeah, so I just go ahead and grab the port and I put it over. I'm not very accustomed to doing EVA construction. I do have KIS and KAS as well as the DLC, but I just haven't really experimented with any of it, so I'm not really sure which one I'm using right now. If this is stock attachment systems or what. But I couldn't, for some reason I couldn't get that piece to attach to the landing vessel. Yeah, so you can't do it right there. Yeah, so I end up giving up on that and decide to just go for option 2, which are these robotic arms and the grappling claw at the front. It's locked up for some reason. I have some trouble, and then suddenly it springs to life. And because it's low gravity, of course, swings pretty freely. I can make a quick save before it destroys everything, and so now it's just a matter of adjusting the pieces until I can make contact with the craft, so I can transfer the resources. The whole purpose of this. And again, by this point, I had been playing for about 4.5 hours, not including the construction time. And there we go. We have made connection. So I go ahead and start the refueling process, and for the sake of the viewer, I fast forward it both in game and in the editor, so that took a nice breezy couple seconds instead of the long time that took me. So now when I removed the hook, for some reason the arm came apart and decided to float in space right there. That's what banged his head on. And then, of course, I decided to go into first-person mode, and I wasn't paying attention, and I broke one of the solar panels. Burberry? Gurney Carmen? Whoever this Kerbal is, they really should be they should pay more attention, be more careful. So yeah, so now that we're all filled up, we go ahead and pull him on in. And then as I'm going back and forth between my crafts, I catch a quick glimpse of my discarded first attempt, or third attempt? Yeah, that was my third attempt that came on the other side of the moon. So now, as you can see, the rocks are gone, parallax is gone, it is a different day. This was going to be part 3, but since I lost the footage of the first part, I decided to just combine these two. So now we are going to bring these Kerbals home. So go ahead and check on my resources. You can see that we actually went through quite a bit of our life support, so it's good that we packed as much as we did, and that we got our mission, completed in time. We ended up having to send 3 different rockets, so it wasn't the fastest refueling mission. So now I just went to check my science to make sure that I got everything. And then, without further ado, I have the most harrowing takeoff of my Kerbal experience. So go ahead and get my screen up, and you can watch both the nav ball in the top and the cam down there in the left. But this was funny to see the vessels turn on its side. I get my SAS on, and if you watch the crashing, I instantly go towards the surface. I start tipping my front towards the horizon, and I explode one of the pieces of debris behind me. There it is. But I came very close to just plowing the top of my rocket straight into the surface of the mine with like no seconds to spare. I had to enable those controls to get it right. I look up in the mission log just to make sure that we didn't use anything crucial. No, it was just a piece of that robotic arm that exploded. So yeah, so now we have enough fuel, enough delta to get ourselves home. In fact, a little more than we need, so I go ahead and take the least efficient approach as possible, and I just burn to get myself out of there. We're heading polar. We really have control of which direction we're going at that point, but I just wanted to get up, make it so impact wasn't likely. So there we are. We're in this case. Oh, if you notice, I also one of the mods that I added with the parallax edition, but I ended up keeping, even though I removed parallax, was a skybox. So I have a calm nebula skybox. It'll be in the description the relevant mods. Parallax will not be listed in the relevant mods because that is, I don't know that it was relevant. Maybe someone was trying it for the episode, see if it worked, but for the Eagle Eye command, see how well my frame rate was. So yeah, so now I'm just plotting the return, and I go ahead and time warp past where I'm supposed to circularize. So instead of wasting any more life support, I just decide to point retrograde and burn there and just kind of do an inefficient apoapsis lowering. I guess that's what I would say. Lowering the apoapsis. And then I decided to time warp around to the other side of it before the time that I enter into the atmosphere, and then do another burn to kind of bring it in so I'm not coming in so fast. And I, of course, drop myself way down low, so I go and make a quick maneuver to just kind of change it down. So now I'm, my periapsis is raising to 14 kilometers. My apoapsis is right below the orbit line, so I will definitely come in safely. It's a nice little trick that you can do if you have the fuel for it. Do a little quick save. I turn on those things. I believe they're heat management in this command pod. I'm not entirely sure, but after the explosions of episode 4, I'm not taking any chances. I did my descent action group already, so my radiators are active and everything should be good. My heat shield is big enough that hopefully it will bring me to landing. I was assuming that the alarm was going to go off at some point, so that's why I let it go for so long. So yeah, so just keeping an eye on my heat gauge, but now that I have the an appropriate size heat shield, I have a lot less to worry about. Yeah, just keeping an eye on things, keeping pretty steady, retrograde, and then suddenly the heat kind of dissipates a little bit, and we are safe. We are clear. All that remains now is a successful deploying of the parachute, and again, using the real shoot mods, I have those automatically armed when I hit the descent stage, so they will pop out without me needing to stay to the middle. I do have redundancies in my chute, so I have redundancies in my chute, so that's why you see that there's 2 sets there. That's to, in case the ones that get armed don't deploy, I have another set that I can drop. And with that, we return safely back on Kerbal. All of our crewmates are alive, and these guys, for their first mission out, feel successful. Jeb breathes a sigh of relief, feels that he actually achieved something good for once. with that, they climb back aboard and press the radio to get recovered by the KSP. There's plenty more science to do. There's a whole other moon to visit, and Jeb is looking forward to the next mission. And so am I. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.